dark heart of Appalachia, where twisted trees and jagged peaks form a haunted skyline, there lies Whispering Hollow, a place where time stands still and the air hums with ancient dread. The locals don't speak of it openly, but when they do, their whispers carry a fear so deep it's palpable. Old Man Carter lived on the fringes of the hollow, a solitary figure hardened by a life of toil. The warnings of the hollow had always been there, but Carter dismissed them as folklore, nothing more than old stories meant to keep children in line. That changed the day he unearthed the stone. Half buried in the mud near the creek, the stone bore symbols that writhed unnervingly, almost alive beneath Carter's gaze. He took it home, curiosity overriding caution, and placed it on his mantle. That night, as darkness wrapped around the hollow, the whispers began, soft at first, like distant leaves rustling, but soon turning insistent, malevolent. They clawed at his mind, gnawing at the edges of his sanity. By dawn, Carter was desperate. He tried to rid himself of the stone, but the whispers followed, relentless and inescapable. Days turned into nights, and the nights grew longer. The once robust man became gaunt, his eyes hollowed and wild. Desperation drove him to wander the hollow under the pale glow of the moon, lantern in hand, seeking an answer to the torment that consumed him. One moonlit night, a hidden path revealed itself, winding deep into the heart of Whispering Hollow. Carter, driven by something beyond his control, followed it to a place where decay lingered in the air, and the trees oozed a dark, putrid sap. At the path's end stood an ancient tree, gnarled and hollow, exuding a stench of death. Within its rotted core, something pulsed faintly, calling to him. With trembling hands, Carter reached into the hollow tree. His fingers closed around a cold, throbbing object, a second stone, larger and darker than the first. The whispers erupted into a frenzied cacophony, filling his head with ancient, hungry voices. As he turned to flee, a figure materialized from the shadows, a gaunt, towering form with eyes like black voids and a twisted maw of sharp, decayed teeth. The whispers flowed from its mouth, ancient words that Carter now understood. Feed us. Join us. Terror gripped him, and with a scream that echoed through the hollow, Carter fled into the night, the figure's twisted laughter haunting his every step. He burst into his cabin at dawn, his breath ragged, the stone still clutched in his hands. There was only one way to end it. He cast the stones into the fire. Flames surged, black and oily, filling the room with a stench of burning rot. The whispers screamed, a chorus of agony and rage, then fell silent. Carter collapsed, his body spent, his mind shattered but free. For now. Years passed, and the hollow remained, silent and waiting, its hunger unabated. Carter, broken by the ordeal, lived as a shell of his former self, a man haunted by what he had endured. On a bitter winter night, Carter, standing outside, suddenly collapsed in the snow, drew his last breath and died, leaving behind a legacy of whispered warnings and fearful glances toward the hollow's edge. But the hollow lived on, patient and eternal. It waited for the next soul to stray too close, its whispers ready to weave a new tale of madness and despair in the sullen heart of Appalachia.